Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, we're talking about the 5 ways that you can build life-changing wealth with Bitcoin and other cryptos. And again, this is based on my own personal experience after being full-time in Bitcoin for the past 10 years and teaching thousands of other people how to do the same. So let's jump right into it. And the first way is to do what's called HODLing. This is where you accumulate during bear markets and you never sell. Now, the big warning and kind of caveat here is that you'll see a lot of people on social media that talk about hodling and how they have diamond hands. And I'll be the first to tell you that even a lot of OGs that claim to do this end up actually panic selling the lows. So don't trust anyone on social media and don't care about what anybody else is doing. Just pay attention to where are the best places and the best times to buy Bitcoin. And I'll link up the video where I talk about that, and make sure that you're buying at extremely discounted prices from all-time highs, and that will give you much better reward to risk ratios, and it'll allow you to be more confident and buy and be truly comfortable with hodling and never selling that position, right? So what that looks like is you basically buy, you accumulate during bear markets, you put it on a hardware wallet and you never sell it, and you build that position over time, over the market cycles. And I've been doing this since 2013. And so here's the logarithmic chart that shows the exponential gain in Bitcoin's price over the past decade. And for every market crash and every bear market, I've been there accumulating the lows, right? From 2013 into 2015, the panic into 2019, and then the COVID washout of 2020. And then even more recently here, as price has gotten below the moving averages and gotten extremely oversold, I've started accumulating here as well. And then the second way to build wealth is with position trading the market cycles. Okay. This is kind of similar to the HODL strategy where you are accumulating or buying during market lows. But the difference here is you actually take profit during bubbles. And I think this is a great strategy because it actually allows you to pull hard profits out of the crypto ecosystem to improve the quality of your life, right? That's why I think we're all here, is to build wealth in a way that changes our day to day, that makes our lives better. And one thing that I talked about in one of my last videos was one of my students, Jake, who made and lost about $5 million twice. And one of the main reasons that happened is because he didn't take profit during bull markets, during bubbles. And that can just be a really detrimental thing if you put all this time and effort into building these positions and they get really, really big, and you look at your portfolio on paper and you say, look how rich I am. But if you never take any of those profits off the table, a lot of it can go away during bear markets. And so here's some examples of position trading. Back in 2015, we were there buying the lows at 188. We also bought the breakout above 300. And then we traded it in and out of this bull market. But a lot of the coins that I was buying and accumulating during 2015, we actually sold as price was getting overextended into the 5,000, 10,000, $15,000 area. And I didn't know where the high was going to be. I mean, it could have gone straight to 100K or it could have crashed to zero after that. But the idea is that you're buying with position trading, you're buying with the intention of selling those as a bull market or a bubble emerges. And then the third option here is swing trading bull markets. This is where we're buying breakouts, we're buying dips, and you're basically taking advantage of the larger trend. And here's an example of a swing trade. This was after the 2017 ICO bubble in Ethereum. It was dead flat for a couple of years, and then it started trading with conviction. And as we broke up above 350 bucks, I started to buy and then scaled in and then added more on the all-time high break, and then sold into the $2, $3, and $4,000 price levels. And so as a swing trade, this was incredible. And the benefit to this style is you can hyperdrive your gains and make really big profits with not a lot of activity. And actually, the profits that I made on this trade paid for the ranch that I'm sitting in now. So it can be a really beautiful way to build wealth. And the fourth option here, and I would just exercise a lot of caution, is day trading or scalping. And the big misconception is that in today's market, you can actually make a full-time income day trading. Guys, that's just not the case anymore. Back in the early 2000s, day trading was a profession, but the reality is now that your profits are going to be very dependent on market volatility. And I think the only time it actually makes sense to day trade, where you're jumping in and out of multiple trades in the span of one day, is when there's extreme volatility. I'm talking 30, 40, 50% moves intraday in the span of one day. If you just go in on a random day and try to day trade, you're going to lose money over time. It's going to be like death by a thousand cuts. And there's so many academic papers that prove that day traders on average lose money. Over 99% of people that call themselves day traders will lose. So don't take on that identity. But if you want to take the occasional day trade or the scalp, make sure it's only during those inflection points where there's massive volatility. And then the fifth option is venture capital or angel investing or startup investing. There's many names for it, but basically you're investing in private companies and you're using the shotgun approach where you're going to invest in potentially dozens of companies because you know a lot of them are going to fail and go to zero. But the beautiful thing about crypto is the short time to liquidity event, meaning from ideation or the startup to being able to trade those coins on a public exchange. That time frame is relatively short, but the problem here in the crypto space is a lot of startups are scams, a lot of them fail, and actually most of my startup investing is in non-crypto companies. And so let's talk about like where do you start or where do you want to put your money in? The beautiful thing about trading and investing is there's no right or wrong way. There's just profitable and unprofitable, but there's so many different ways to skin the cat. And I'll just talk about how I think of things from kind of a top down level. You start with your crypto risk capital, right? And this is the money that you've set aside that you say, hey, I'm going to put this in the crypto market. And this is risk capital, meaning I could lose it. And you don't want to put your rent money or your grocery money in your risk capital bucket. But once you've identified that, then you say, of this chunk of cash that I have, what percentage do I want to put in these different buckets? Maybe you do all of them, maybe you only do one or two. And the beautiful thing is you can choose. Again, there's no right or wrong way. But you can say, hey, during bear markets, I want to stack cash in my HODL bucket. And I also want to try to hyper juice my gains by putting some in a cycle trade and some swing trading. Maybe I'm not going to start with scalping since that has the highest failure rate and also requires the highest level of skill. And then maybe you earmark some capital for startups if you really are passionate about that. But again, at the end of the day, it's really just about thinking objectively and saying, hey, where do I want to put my capital? What strategies do I want to employ? And how much time do I want to invest into this? If you're somebody that's like, hey, I just want to be completely hands off, maybe HODL is for you. If you're young and you're excited and you're trying to maximize your wealth growing opportunities, then maybe you do a mixture of these. So I hope this is helpful, guys. Again, as I mentioned in one of my last videos, I'm going to start doing a lot more videos to kind of update some of the education that I've done in the crypto space that's now kind of outdated, right? I've been doing videos for like 10 years now. And as I'm writing my new book, I'm looking for new ideas based on what you guys want to learn. So do me a favor, obviously like this up and share it and all that good stuff, but leave me a comment if there's something specific that you want to learn about, or if you want to see videos on different topics, just leave me a comment. I read them all and I really am curious what you guys want to learn about and what I can do to add value. That's why I'm doing these videos, is really just to give back to the crypto community that has changed my life and help people learn the right way to do this stuff, because I do just see so much bad information out there and I want to do whatever I can to help you keep your money and grow it the right way. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.